Thank you so much for tuning in to the Felonious Chef. I'm your host, Mark Anthony. If this is your first time coming by, I'd like to tell you thank you so much for stopping by. If you've been here before, welcome back. All right, round of applause to all the returners. Anyway, so today, if you look at the title, we're going to be talking about bankruptcy versus credit consolidation, debt consolidation, and what I feel about it and what I know about it and how it can maybe help you. Okay. Also during this we're going to try something new. Instead of me sitting down in the studio, I'm going to try to do what I normally do is in my house. This is my will. You know what I mean? I'm a chef by nature. I cook all day, every day. So I might as well do what I do on film and just let y'all see what I got going on. All right, so today we got some good food happening today. We're going to do a little bit of red snapper, escovitch. We got some aital, a little Jamaican vegetable stew. We also got some great some bread, some cocoa bread. One of the traditional Jamaican cocoa breads. We got that happening today, a little white rice. And that's pretty much it, but that's not really why we're here today. We're here today to talk about bankruptcy versus debt consolidation. So let's get right into that. All right, so bankruptcy. I'm pretty sure you guys all heard the commercials and everything else that's been said around about, all the Peter Geracis. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard all of that by now. We're going toward like a debt consolidator to try to fix your credit up that way. In just my opinion, to be honest with you, either way you do it, either you want to go bankrupt or if you want to just file for debt consolidation, I would suggest really not doing either one of them. Okay, that's just my personal opinion and how I would roll with it. Bankruptcy falls on your credit for 7 years. Debt consolidation is a loan that a bank is pretty much getting for you to pay off your debt. When if you fix your credit up first, you could do the exact same thing that they're gonna do for you. So what's the point of paying somebody to do what you can do for yourself? Okay, and a lot of people don't really know that. But when you do file for, you get a debt consolidation, something like that happening on your report, all they're doing is they're taking the debt that you owe, whoever you owe, all the people that you owe, and they're taking it, they're calling the people up, and they're getting like, a payout arrangement. Let's say you owe $20,000, they calling them up and they getting it down to like $12,000 cash right now, boom, call it a day. And a lot of the companies do that because they don't really want to, if you ain't paid them by now, they don't want to sit around and wait and hope that you decide to pay them one day. They want their money, so they usually go with it. So that's what I'm saying to you. So if you go bankrupt, if you file bankruptcy, it hits your account, okay? It hits your account, on your account for 7 years. So for 7 years, you can't, no one's really gonna want to loan you any money. So as far as trying to get a house, trying to get a new car, really trying to buy anything, expenses, no one's really gonna rock with you because you just filed bankruptcy. Now some people will. I've heard stories of people after 2 years or whatever like that, they was able to, buy a house or whatever with the bankruptcy still on their report. What I'm saying to you is if there's a way that you could do it without having to have that on your report, I would say do it, Why not? Unless you owe so much money that you feel like even with your master plan, even with your end game, no matter what you got going on in your life right now, you're never going to be able to pay this amount of money back, then maybe you need to file bankruptcy. But in my experience with people that file bankruptcy and people that I've talked to and stuff that I've researched and studied, there is something that's called a bankruptcy rubber band effect, which means is people that file for bankruptcy usually end up filing for bankruptcy again.
Message.
And it really falls down to their mindset. People that usually file for bankruptcy never have really had to learn the skills that they needed to be able to combat their bad decisions. Okay, if every time I punch you, if Mama forgives me, I'm just gonna keep punching you, and like I really have to really go through anything. But if I punch you and Mama whoops my butt, put me on punishment for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and I gotta climb myself out of this situation, day by day, then I might think twice about punching you again. And filing for bankruptcy is pretty much the same thing. People that file for bankruptcy don't have to go to timeout, don't have to worry about it. One day they broke, the next day they free of all debt. Okay, sounds good to them. So they don't really learn the steps that it really takes to make sure they never have to take that route ever again. And so that's kind of a good thing, but it's also kind of a downfall because you never really learn a life skill that can keep you from having that same mentality. Long story short, so I don't want to make this video too long today. I just want to get this grub done, show y'all how to plate this food and like start eating. You know what I mean? But long story short, it's pretty much this. If you file bankruptcy, it's going to be on report for 7 years. If you go debt consolidation, yeah, it'll be going off your report. But if you can't make that monthly payment, it's going to bite you in the butt. Also, it's going to also affect your credit score negatively as well, because now you have to get a new loan. You got a loan for the amount of money to pay off your debt. Essentially, all they do is they get a loan. The debt consolidators get a loan to pay off all your debt, and then you basically co-sign that loan. And if you don't make those payments, they don't pay the bank. They have a loophole, because they're the company, the entity. They have a loophole to jump out of the debt, and the debt falls right back onto you. Okay. So what I suggest and what I propose and what I would normally do, what I would do if I was in your boat, what I would do, I would grab it by the bootstraps. Figure out what you need to do. Figure out who you need to pay, is what I mean by that. Not just figure out what you need to do, but figure out who you need to pay by getting a credit report. You can get free credit reports from like Credit Karma. You can start there. Experian. Everyone gets one free one out of the year at freecreditreport.com. You know what I mean? Get your credit report. See what you owe. And once you get it, start to call these people. I would say start off with one person at a time. Start off with some personal debt that you own, like through a credit card, through maybe a car or something like that. Something small that you can knock out within a couple of payments, like maybe like 4 to 6 months. That way you can start showing, one, a balance is gone, 2, you clear one out, and 3, you're making a payment history. And those are like really important things when it comes to like building your credit. We're gonna talk about building your credit in another class. Right now we're just talking about really bankruptcy versus debt consolidation. And honestly, I would say do it yourself, because what's going to happen is if you start to call these credit people up and you start to make relationships with the credit people, they're going to start to give you loans and open up your credit, because your credit score is going to go up because you're taking down your credit by making the payments. Let's say you owe a credit card. You call the company up. You say, hey, yeah, I owe you $1,500. I don't have $1,500 right now, but can I start making monthly payments? They're going to say yes. Let's start off with whatever this amount is. You pay that, and within 4 months or 5 months or 6 months or 7 months, one, you're going to start to reestablish credit payment history, so your credit score is going to go up. The balance that you owe overall is going to go down, so your credit score is going to go up. And then you just take that from there and keep doing that. You start at one credit card, you knock that out. Go to another credit card, knock that out. If you can afford to do 2 things at once, do 2 things at once, but knock them out. Because what's going to happen is once your credit score gets to a certain limit, a certain amount, now you can go to the bank yourself. Now you ain't got to worry about, you don't have to ask nobody if they can do it for you. Now you can go to the bank yourself. And that's what's key. You go to the bank yourself, you prove yourself worthy, you got your mentality straight, you stacked, you starved, you paid down your bills, and now you go to the bank yourself and you say, hey, look, man, I need a loan for XYZ. They're gonna say, why? I say, look, I owe student loans, which is about $40,000, which is getting on my nerves. I got this old car that I need to finish paying off. All these other things that I got. I need a loan for like 80 grand, 90 grand, 100 grand, 120 grand. You would be surprised they'll give it to you, because if you really think about it, about 80 to 70% of the people that want to fix their credit because they want to buy a home, right? Okay, so you fix your credit up. They go get a loan for $300,000, $250,000. So if you only really owe $100,000 in all your debt, once you paid off enough credit cards to be able to get a good loan, get the loan for the $100,000 first, and then you knock off the rest of your credit. You knock it all off your credit report. You knock everything off. You get like a lawyer to file the paperwork for you to start knocking off the late payments and all the old stuff. But now you're at a balance zero, and they will knock all this stuff off for you. And while you start making that payment back to the bank, guess what? You're still building your credit. You're still showing a good credit payment history. And that's what's the most thing important. Whew. All right, that was all said and done. But that's really what it is. You know what I mean? So don't file bankruptcy. Don't do no credit consolidation. It's a trap. It's a trick. It's a trap. You don't need to do it. All you need to do is focus your mind, get your stuff together, and do it yourself. Go pay them people off. Go pay them. You know you went out there shopping, spent all that doggone money for no doggone reason. You swiping your card looking like what was that? You know you the one that spent all that doggone money. Nobody told you to spend all that money on doing what you was doing. You know what I mean? You went out there and spent all that money on them credit cards, spent on them people money, and now they want their money back. Now you looking sick because you don't know what to do. Pay them people their money back. All right, and so between, you know, bankruptcy and debt consolidation, you know, in my mind, you know, really to sum all this all up, it's really it's a no-brainer. You know what I mean? Really, if it's a choice between paying somebody to do something that I can do, and at the same time I'm paying you, but I'm getting penalized, you know, through my credit score and through my credit report, it's really a no-brainer. I mean, I would rather put the homework in. That's what I'm telling you guys. Put the homework in. Do your research. Figure out what you got to fix, and then just fix it on your own. Why pay somebody to file bankruptcy for you when you can essentially not have to file bankruptcy really at all? All you got to do is just, you know, pretty much just call the creditors up and take care of your business. You know, call them up, be a man about it, be a woman about it, and just say, hey, look, I owe you this money, and how much do I owe you? Start paying stuff off. You know, and once you start doing that, honestly, well, not only will it'll help you in the long run as far as not needing, you know, somebody to file bankruptcy for you ever again, because you understand how to do it yourself. You understand the steps that it takes to the point where you won't have to file bankruptcy again. You know, it'll just put you in a better mind state that you handled your business, and the creditors see it. You know, the businesses see it. People that want to give you loans for the next time you want to get loans, they see it as well, and they'll be more and more than happy to just give you money and flood you with what you need, because they realize that you're going to handle your business and take care of what you need to take care of. You stayed this long, I really do appreciate it. Like I said, I'm trying something new, so let me know how you feel about this, what I need to change, if I could do a little bit better in your eyes. Let me know what I failed you. You know, just let me know how you feel about I did too much talking, not enough cooking. I did too much cooking, not enough talking. Let me know really how you feel. If you stayed this long, just hit the thumbs up. If you did like the content, if not, then let me know in the comments below, and I'll try to address those issues. I'm about to get this bread in, and then I'm gonna let you guys see a final plate, a finished dish of what we made today. Again, we made, you know, red snapper escovitch, some white rice. We did a little bit of some cocoa bread, and Italian stew. So I'm gonna sit down in a minute and show you guys the plate. And so this is the plate here. Made a little bit of fish escovitch, some Italian stew, and a little bit of homemade bread. I can't wait to dig into this. If you want any recipes, let me know. Send a comment, and I will let you know exactly what you need to do to get hooked up like this, because this is gonna be going down. And thank you so much for tuning in, and have a blessed day. And like I said always before, you know, a divided nation won't make it, but together we can. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day.